Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. So growing my stock portfolio to $1 million. So currently today the portfolio was up 2.93%. The two positions I'm currently in is in 2 times Bitcoin, 2 times Netflix. And then an update on the $1,000 trading challenge. So basically today I bought Microsoft call options. So looking at Microsoft at 12:03, and just a reminder, this is paper trading because we want to take it to the next level, try to practice, grow this $1,000 to $2,000 and grow it from there to $10,000 if possible. But basically I don't want to risk losing money, so we're practicing. So basically today at 12:03, looking at Microsoft, let's see, MSFT. Why is it doing that? Okay, I don't know why he was doing that. Okay, looking at Microsoft. So at 12:03, I said, right? Let's see. 12:03. Okay. So Microsoft at 12:03, basically this candle right here. So as soon as I saw that Microsoft landed on the 9-day moving average, I waited for it to bounce off the 9-day moving average. So I got into Microsoft as soon as it landed on the 9-day moving average, waited for a bounce, and then at 13:15, when I sold out the position, I thought I secured $43, but when I went to go look, I only made $30 trading Microsoft, call options. So, not a huge gain, not a small gain either, but it goes to show that if you can make those small little gains, right, then you can eventually, with more money down the road, make more money along, as this challenge keeps on going. Basically, we're trying our best to not lose this money, because in a way we kind of want to practice, that way, and when we that way when I try with the real $1,000, right, I don't dumbly lose it all in one hit. So I want to be safe. I want to know when get in, get out. I want to know when to get in and take my wins, and I want to get in and get out and know when I want to take my losses, or cut my losses. So basically I'm trying to pretend like that as if this was real money. So this is paper trading, by the way, so we'll have to see what tomorrow happens, if there's given opportunities. But out of all the opportunities I saw today, Microsoft was the best one, and because I liked it because pretty much it was using the 9-day moving average as supports, basically throughout the pre-market and through the morning and through the midday. And you can see it used it here when we got in at 12:30, or at 12:03, I mean. It used the 9-day moving average here, and basically, if you got in, cool, you made money trading Microsoft. But we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. So the next thing I do want to talk about is, how did the Magnificent Seven do today? So pretty much everyone was doing pretty good except for the semiconductor stocks. Nvidia got hit the hardest today. But looking at the overall market, SPY, right? So basically SPY was in the pre-market. It was trying its best to go over the 9-day moving average, but it was just stuck under this 20-day moving average. And then you can see that this 9-day moving average crossed below the 20-day moving average. It tried breaking out the the 20-day moving average here, completely failed, and it just tanked pretty much the whole day until finally at the 15-minute candle. That's when basically SPY could, finally broke above the 9-day moving average. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. As long as this, Iran war is still going on, I feel like there's just going to be a lot of volatility in the market. And especially with the Fed, I think where it's Wednesday, the Fed on July 29th is gonna basically announce a decision on interest rates at 2 o'clock p.m. We'll have to see if they hold, they cut, they raise interest rates. A lot of people are speculating that there could be a possibility that interest rates could they could rise. So if that does happen, that's just going to cause a bunch of volatility to the market. So we'll have to see what happens, right? Personally, for me, whenever the Fed announces, interest rates, I try to stay away from the market that day because typically, that's when the most volatility is happening, and basically you kind of want to wait for the opportunities to happen. That way you can capitalize on them. That way you don't buy at the high and sell at the low. You want to buy at the low and then sell at the high. So given that the Fed is having their Fed meeting and they're going to announce interest rates, whether they increase them or cut them or hold them or whatever, right? We'll have to see and be, try to observe what happens. Personally, try to be cautious if you are going to, trade that day because, it's just, very dangerous. So, and then basically, I just kind of want to go over how is Bitcoin doing. So pretty much Bitcoin, right? Let's see, crypto. So currently Bitcoin is dumping like crazy. Today on the 30-minute time chart, same thing with Bitcoin. It couldn't freaking break the 9-day moving average, and it tried breaking the 20-day moving average pretty much right in this area right here, but it got rejected, and it's just been tanking ever since. So we'll have to see what does happen for the overall market. I feel like this week is just very volatile with with the Fed trying to coming out with their decision if they're going to increase interest rates or they're going to hold or cut or whatever. It just all depends on what they want to do. So keep an eye out for that. And if you want to look for opportunities, you can use this website called finviz.com. It's a free stock screener. Basically, you go on Finviz, try to look for whatever market cap you're interested in, whether it's mega, large, mid, small, micro, whatever market cap your guys are interested in. Preferably, I try to stick with mega cap stocks because those are the most consistent stocks with profitable quarterly earnings and stuff like that. So I just try to stick to mega cap stocks. So that is pretty much it. And if you guys want to and if you guys sign up with my Webull link located in the description below, you can get up to 10 free fractional shares. Link will be in the description below. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.